All right, so it's almost 4 a.m. in the morning. I woke up and I saw my phone. And sorry, I cannot talk too loud, but there's people sleeping. Anyway, so I woke up and I just saw a message, and I got so excited. So I'm like, you know what? Let me make a video really quick, a video reply for this specific message, and the message is from Gary Douglas. He commented, "Thanks for all the info. I am in my third year of Chapter 13. How can I get my home refinance or pull money out of my home?" So, first of all, Gary, thank you so much for your comment. I get so excited when people comment on my videos, so I definitely appreciate it. And to get started, for the people that don't know me, my name is Isaac.Duenas, and I work for the company Nations Lending. I'm a mortgage loan officer located just outside of Cleveland, Ohio. And today we're going to answer the question of Gary. So Gary says that he is on his third year or chapter 13, and which, by the way, congratulations. Not too many people are able to make it even a year. I think that the statistics are crazy when it comes down to bankruptcies. So anyway, that's great news. So the question is, how can you refinance your home if you've been in chapter 13 for that long? Let me shut this off, that way it doesn't distract me, the light. So let me go over a few things. Number one, we have to prove that you've been making all of your trustee payments on time as agreed on your bankruptcy documents and papers and stuff. So I really hope that you've been making all your payments on time and were able to prove it with bank statements, the trustee payment history. So that's the thing. That's the number one thing. Now, let's say that you have missed a payment or two. There is ways to go around that. We can have your attorney. Hopefully, you and your attorney are in good terms and you're very good friends. And he might be able to help us with that. He can write a letter, but I don't want to get things too complicated. So number one, we got to prove that you'll be making all your payments on time. Number two, your credit. So you have to be at least a 600 credit score to be able to do anything. And I understand you're gonna say, well, Isaac, I just told you that I've been in bankruptcy. It's gonna be a very challenging to be able to increase my score after what happened, and I get that, and I know it's hard. And I can probably make a video about giving you some ideas to increase your score, but I don't know what your situation is. If you have one of those free online apps like FICO 8, or some credit cards have some kind of way to check your credit, do not use Credit Karma. Credit Karma is garbage when it comes down to actual scores. But if you use one of those applications from your credit cards or online, and just to have an idea, like, can give you like a rough idea, rough estimate. I believe it's Equifax that gives you one free credit report. So anyway, you can go check. Hopefully you're at least a 600 and above. So let's assume that you are. And you've been making all your payments to the trustee on time. So now we're in good pace. The next thing that you're going to need is your proof of income. So we need pay stubs, W-2, assuming that you're working. If you are not working and you're retired, like you're on Social Security or pensions, then we need like the letters proving that income that you're receiving. And if you're self-employed, oh boy, hopefully you're not, but if you are, we need your tax returns, 2020, 2019. We gotta calculate your income, etc. And yes, we need all pages, all schedules. So anyway, proof of income, if that makes sense. And the step number 4 is just get applied. You gotta fill out an application, whether it's online or with your loan officer that you choose. And by the way, this information is not applicable in Texas. I know, at least in Texas, because the only mortgage that you're going to be able to get is a government loan, like an FHA. And Texas is one of the states, at least that I'm aware of, that you're not able to take cash out of your home. You're not able to take equity out with a government loan. So that creates a problem. What I'm saying, you're able to probably decrease your interest rate, decrease your payment, but you're not able to pay off your bankruptcy with your equity, if that makes sense. So anyway, assuming you're not in Texas and you have all the requirements that we talk about, we gotta also assume that you have equity on the home to be able to pay off that bankruptcy. Your attorney, most likely, he will be able to tell you how much money you need to be able to pay off the bankruptcy and be done with it. So you gotta have a rough idea on that, because we will need at some point, normally this is almost at the end of the process of refinancing, a letter from the trustee saying, hey, I approve this mortgage up to this amount. But anyway, so to make things very simple, we gotta prove that you've been making all your trustee payments on time. We gotta have at least a 600 credit score, and we gotta prove income of any sort: retirement income, social security income, W-2 income, self-employed income. We need income is important. So once you have all that, you do an application, and that's it. I mean, they will, like, for example, I receive phone calls. I receive, I got people that are in bankruptcy. And the first thing that we do is we pull credit. And I'm going to explain to you a little bit the process from our end so you know what's going on. So we pull credit, and we pull the three bureaus. We put Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. And that's what they are going to do in all the banks. And they're going to pick the middle score, the score that it's in between all of them, if that makes sense. So for example, if you have 580 in Equifax, 600 in TransUnion, and 620 in Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, and 620 in Experian. Well, the middle score of the three is going to be the 600, so that would be your lucky day, if that makes sense. So, all right, so we now know that you have a 600 credit score. And now your home, say that your home is worth, for example, 300,000, 400,000, okay? We can only take enough money to pay off your bankruptcy. Sometimes the trustee will approve a little bit more above that, a little bit above and beyond, which would be wonderful and great. That's your choice. You can take that money out and put it in your savings, checking. You can do everything you want to do with that money, if that's the case. But most likely, the trustee will only approve for you to pay off the bankruptcy, and that's it. Which you will, after the bankruptcy is paid off, it gives you more opportunities, right? Like, your credit will go up because there is no more bankruptcy. You would have fulfilled your commitment. You are free. Now you can go and apply for a personal loan, credit cards, second mortgage. I mean, I don't know. But does that make sense? You have more opportunities after the bankruptcy is paid off. So a lot of people are like, well, I wanted more money above and beyond my bankruptcy. And I get that, and I am sorry. I wish there's something that as a lender we could do. But the reality is that the underwriter has to approve the mortgage, and the trustee has to approve it. And we can only run by their decisions, as sad as that sounds. But anyway, so pull credit, pull the three bureaus. Hopefully you're above 600. Then I would ask you questions about what's your income, how much do you make per hour, Are you on salary? Are you on W-2? Do you receive your W-2 for last year? How much do you get? How much do you collect? Just like any mortgage, you're gonna need at least 2 years of employment history. It doesn't have to be with the same company, but combine between the company you're working now and the previous company, you need to have at least 2 years, assuming that your income is good and that you're good to go and your credit is good, and that we can prove that you've been making all your trustee payments on time. The next step is the appraisal. A person will go to your home and they will appraise your home. They will figure out what's the value of your home. And that one these days is getting a little bit tough because, I don't know what state you live, but, everybody's refinancing, or at least up to a few weeks ago, everybody was, So that means that the appraisers, they have a lot of appointments. I just had one person in New York that we had to wait 3 weeks from the moment that he paid for the appraisal to the moment that the appraiser went to his home. And, there's nothing we could do. You can sometimes, I have clients that are willing to pay an additional $100, $150 to do an express. So they expedited. So, I could talk about appraisals all day on YouTube, and I should probably make a video about that. I'm not happy about appraisal companies because I think that they take advantage of people. They make a lot of money, and they know that they are needed, and they know that they are in high demand, so they can increase their prices, and they have express fees, and they can. Anyway, I could go forever about this, and about the appraisal company, by the way. Each mortgage company, they have their preferred AMC, appraisal mortgage company, and what that means is that unfortunately you cannot pick your own appraiser. Normally what we would do, for example, is we would send you a link for you to make the payment with the appraisal company. The appraisal company will call you and you will set up an appointment any day, anytime that works for you, and then you and the appraiser will meet at the home and do the outside inspection, the inside inspection. Now keep in mind, this is an FHA appraisal. That means that they are going to be looking for a place that is safe. They're going to be looking for electricity. They don't want to see any electric wires. They don't want to see any exposed plumbing. They don't want to see chipping paint on the outside of the home. The roof has to be in decent condition. Windows have to look good. Or let's see. So let's imagine that your appraisal comes back 400,000. It can come back with two options. As is, meaning that the appraiser liked the home is wonderful and great, and you don't have to do anything with the home. Great. Or it can come back saying you know what, I really need you to paint the outside of the home because there's chipping paint. No, I really need to fix this window or replace this shingle. There's a shingle missing on the outside. So they're a little bit more strict. I don't want to scare you either because this is not oh my gosh, the home has to be perfect. No, but you just gotta be able to pass this inspection, if that makes sense. So hopefully you pass it on the first time. We get the appraisal back, which is not immediate. We still gotta wait a few days or a few weeks sometimes. And then we get the appraisal back. Now with the appraisal on your application, the documents that you provided for your income, the credit report that we requested, we submit everything to the underwriters. And now the fun begins, because they're going to be looking at everything. They're going to be communicating probably with your trustee once you are approved. They're going to be looking at, did I say everything? It is a tough process. I don't want to lie to you. You definitely want to have a mortgage loan officer. You want to ask them, have you done bankruptcy chapter 13's home refinances cash out before? If you have not, that's fine. I mean, you don't have to be mean with anybody, you know. And if you want to give them a try, go ahead by all means. But they're not easy. And the reason why they're not easy is because there's always lots of conditions. Some processors don't know the rules. Some underwriters don't even know the rules, you know, and that's not something that you and me, we can control. So if you have a good loan officer, he will be able to guide you through the tough waters and like tell you, you know, like we need this document, everything is gonna be okay, everything is gonna work out. He has to be on your side, he has to be able to fight for you, because it's not going to be an easy process. I always tell all my borrowers before we start the process, so they get very excited, right? We pull the credit, they have a 600 credit score, 620, 30, 40, we're like, great, we're there. They send me all their income documents, and they making money, good income, you know, this is great, we can work this, this up. And, you know, we received the trustee payment history. Oh, we have a late here. Oh, a late here. And not necessarily because it's your fault. I can make another video about how attorneys decide to track your payments that you make on time. Anyway, different story. So say that there's a late payment, and you know, we gotta talk to the attorney so that he can maybe write a letter saying that you've been making all your payments on time as agreed. So there's ways to go around it, but the ideal is that you've been making all your payments on time, and hopefully, maybe, perhaps, the attorney has been tracking your payments as you've been making them on time. That's a different story, as you can imagine. So anyway, so we have everything. You still have conditions to meet, you know. Sometimes they want to check your as part of the final approval, they want to make sure you've been paying your taxes, so they're going to request IRS transcripts. And if you've never requested those before, those can be an absolutely pain on the butt. You know, something they want to see open accounts that you might have after the bankruptcy. Something that is very important is, and I should have said this at the beginning of the video, is you need to have at least 24 months of on-time payments to your mortgage. This is crucial. This is key. In the moment that you started your bankruptcy, as you probably already know, your lender stopped reporting to credit. That means that when you see on your credit report all your accounts, all your payments, if they've been on time, like 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, well, with your mortgage, you don't see that anymore. So what's going to happen, we're going to need to request a verification of mortgage with a 24-month payment history. That is an absolutely nightmare to get. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be honest with you. I'm trying to tell you exactly how it's going to be. So it's going to be an absolutely nightmare to get. Do I get them? Yes, I do. But there are some banks that don't make it easy. Like, hello, Wells Fargo, if you're watching this, screw you. Just kidding. But I used to spend lots of hours on the phone with these banks, and if they are local credit unions, that might be even harder, because they don't want to give you that information. They're like, well, your client is on bankruptcy, so you gotta talk to a bankruptcy department, and they transfer you back and forth until you get tired and exhausted. That's why I'm saying this is not an easy process. Also, if you are if the mortgage is included in the chapter 13, oh, bless you, you're a very blessed person. That would be the ideal. Now, why? Because if the mortgage is included in the chapter 13, then we don't need the 24-month payment history. The underwriters will use your trustee payment history as proof that you've been making all your payments on time for 24 months. 24 months is the key. If you were late one payment, yes, I know, the margin of error on this is not the greatest, But if you made one payment late, most likely we're done. You would have lost the money of the appraisal, and you would have wasted your time sending documents, and we're done. That's just how it is, you know. That's why, like, a good loan officer will look at all of this before requesting the appraisal. Like, and you should know too. Like, like I would ask you and be like, hey, have you made all your mortgage payments on time? And you say yes. Now, on time means within 30 days of the due date. I know that you're like, well, Isaac, no, on my bank, they charge me a $35, $40 late fee if I pay after the 15th. And I get that. That is whatever fee your banks made up just to collect money. That's it. But they don't report you late on credit until 30 days after your due date. So if your payment is November 1st and you make it on December 2nd, most likely you have a late on your credit. And you're like, well, it's not on my credit report, like you already said. True. But when we request the 24-month payment history, then it's going to come back saying that you have a late, or 2 or 3 or whatever they are. Does that make sense? That's why it's so important and so crucial that you make your mortgage payments through your checking and savings account. Cash, when it comes down to this specific situation of Chapter 13, home refinance, cash out to pay off your bankruptcy, is just not acceptable. It is awful, and hopefully you don't make those payments. I had people that they told me, like, I pay everything with cash. After what happened with the bankruptcy, I just do everything cash. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I am sorry, but there's nothing I can do. Why? I'm making all my payments on time. It's not about what you've been doing. It's about what we can prove. It's about what we can put in front of the underwriters and say, look, this is a strong file. He's been making all his trustee payments on time. He's made the past 24 months of mortgage payments on time. He has over 600 credit score. He has good income. And the home appraised to this value. So we have enough equity to get this done. I hope this video helps. Anyway, sorry, to finish the process. So we've gone through all the process, all the conditions, everything that they wanted, your firstborn, your blood example, your blood, DNA, and everything. We've gone through the whole shebang of things, right? And they finally give us the final approval. So when we're about to get to that point of the final approval, we will contact your trustee, or you would contact your attorney and he will contact your trustee, whatever, and we would request the trustee approval letter. And this is just a letter saying like, hey, I'm okay with this refinance. Everything looks good. They will look at all of the numbers. They will look at the estimate that you will receive. And they will look at all of the fees. So it's not that a lender can just get away with whatever crap they want to do. The trustee has to approve that, and he has to put it in paper. So after all that is approved, you get the final approval. I call you, or your loan officer calls you, whomever calls you and says, we're good to go. And what day works for you, Monday or Tuesday, to sign the closing documents. And then you close, and then you're free. I hope this video truly helps. Thank you so much for your comment. As you can see, there is a lot of things to type. So instead of putting it in a comment, I just sometimes I make these question and answer videos, and I appreciate a lot your question. I hope this helps. If it does, please put it in the comment section. If you are somebody watching this video because you're also on chapter 13 in your own in your own state, in your own conditions, in your own situation, you have questions about the process. I explained to you from beginning to end. There's a lot more details in between. There's a lot more problems in between that I haven't gone into specific details. Please put it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to either make another video, reply to your comment, or help you in any way, shape, or form that I can. Some of you send me your loan estimate from different banks for me to review. I have no problem doing that. But please just keep in mind that I talk to, I don't know, 50 people a day. And sometimes I just don't have the time to be going over documents. So I try to do it maybe on a Friday night or a Saturday night. I try to help you in any way, shape, or form that I can. I appreciate you watching this, and I appreciate you commenting on this. Thank you everybody for watching again, and until the next video, you guys have a good night or morning, whatever place you're located at. See ya. Bye.